Perfect. So, up at the top left, the fan favorite of the day. This is Team Acer's Scarlett. And in the bottom right, playing Protoss, we have our challenger, August.
It's kind of funny. August is playing in April.
That's true. Yeah, I wonder how he does in August.
Can you switch the thing?
Oh, yeah. Everyone here is only there because of Scarlett. Thank you for your support. But yes, we knew everyone wanted to see the Scarlett game, so we got to please the viewers.
We do understand that very few of you are here because you like us.
It'd be cool if you come back because you like us. We do stream a lot.
Oh god, someone's calling you out on Stardust.
Maybe we'll get to see a Stardust
maybe that will happen.
Something. It could happen, and I could mess up those names all day. So we got a gateway coming up here. Nobody's going for a crazy build. Scarlett's going for the hatch first. She's not going to get cannon rush this time, and I'm sure she'll be happy about that.
I just have to address one thing.
Okay.
Someone thinks there's a bong in the background, but that's actually bamboo perfume.
Oh, yes.
Which I often do a demonstration of how you are actually supposed to spray perfume, but not now. Let's continue.
The games are more important.
Yeah, next time.
So August is he's gonna scout the hatch, and Scarlett immediately turns the Overlord around because she doesn't want to get cannon rushed again. And it looks like August is gonna fake it. Maybe can he get a reaction? Not really. Not until he throws down a pylon.
That is if.
Yeah, if he throws.
But I doubt it because he's probably going to want to take this Nexus very soon.
That's true. You don't want... Yeah, there's the Nexus. So you don't want to invest in the pylon unless you're sure you can get a reaction and come out ahead on it.
So her Overlord is going to go towards the natural, see it, and then realize, okay, there's no way I'm going to be cannon rushed.
Yeah. So now she could even be safe to go for a third right now if she wanted. Two drones going over here to mine at the natural. No third yet, but like I said, she could get away with it because this Nexus is so fast. I mean, it's not like incredibly fast, but it's just because there isn't some sort of one base play coming up behind this. And August looking for that third. But Scarlett seems content to just, get her speed and drone up the natural. Go for a more conservative opening.
Why is it playing Terran music?
I don't know. There's not even a Terran in this game. That's a great question. That is an excellent question.
Anyway.
Scarlett looks like she's moving her queens out quite far. Oh, ready to snipe that probe. That probe is not getting home.
Next time, probe. Probably not even next time.
August getting his wall up.
Only 3 gateways. No obvious tech decisions yet.
No, not yet. Just getting all of his infrastructure set up. It could be a gateway opening. Like the sentry count is getting higher. 2 more in production. And you spending all your gas on sentries is pretty telling in itself. So it could be potentially like a 2-base gateway push. Maybe with +1. Scarlett is advancing her,
I love her creep spread.
Her great creep spread. She has been known for this for so long, and it's great that she's continuing with that tradition of just spreading creep like a boss.
Creep just gives you so much of an edge for your units, your vision, your annoying of the other player.
And
it's great.
The other thing is it's absolutely free. All it takes is your attention. So a good player should always be spreading creep if they have, if they have the APM to do it, you should be doing it. Oh yes, sorry. August is Zeal. I forgot that.
Good job.
Yes, I had the wrong title in. Thank you, chat, for reminding us.
Okay, so there are 26 drones on that. Nope. Change that up. Okay. That's a lot of sentries. That's 9 sentries.
Yeah, big sentry army. Just ready to go, ready to defend this third. It is a difficult third to keep with the double ramp to it. It's not exceptionally difficult, but it's certainly not easy to hold. So this sentry count will really help with that situation. Just more gateways. So what is the tech of choice? Because as of right now, it's just gateways and upgrades. And Scarlett is once again going for the infestation pit. Do you think she's going to go for
infestors? I think
infestors again.
I don't think she's going to do swarm hosts, even if they were
probably not. But it could also just be a quick hive.
You get that +3.
I'm not. How is she doing for upgrades? She only has +1 melee attack taking carapace now, so it could
it's more than likely infestors.
Could be for Ultralisk again.
Oh yeah,
because she's doing melee upgrades.
Ultralisk infestor for the lockdown.
Yeah, it's a great combo if you can pull it off, and a macro hatch. So yeah, probably Ultra Ling with a few roaches here.
Okay, so we have the robotics just finishing up. This may just be to counter the potential Ultralisk that, wait a minute, wrong game. I'm already getting tired.
We got some Blink play.
I've seen Blink in like every single one of these games.
Yeah, well, I mean, Blink, it's an absolutely amazing upgrade. It provides so much more versatility for your stalkers, which without it really end up sort of becoming not really dead weight in the mid to late game, but they lose a lot of their value. But with Blink, you get that right back. And look at that creep spread. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's already at the middle. And it's just going to keep going further.
And like all the way out the sides. She has this base covered for when she decides to take it, even though she doesn't need to, because she's already taken this one. Okay, so Protoss going to move out, get as forward as a pylon as you can, because everything else is covered in creep. It is so dangerous to walk onto this much creep. The potential for surrounds is huge. Just the fact that the units are so much faster. And that Scarlett knows exactly what you're doing. You can't hide from her here. But Zeal is going to clean up as much of the creep as possible. And he doesn't have the mothership core. Okay, here it is.
It's just lagging behind. It's slow.
I was going to say, this is a very dangerous move. But with the mothership core, they will be able to recall.
Infestors need to get good fungals. Great fungals on that clump of sentries there. And they're going to all just burst. And the mothership core goes down as well. So these stalkers aren't going anywhere.
No more retreat. And this might just be the game.
This War Prism, like, nice idea, but it's not nearly enough. So these stalkers definitely don't get to go home. Speedlings own them, essentially. Or take pylon out, doesn't matter. And now Templar Archives comes down, but the main is getting very low.
Yep, main is getting low, and it's going to be very difficult to take a base because there's basically creep at all of them.
There's creep everywhere.
Like by the time that Zeno gets out, or sorry, Zeal gets out there to take another base, it's just going to be creeped up.
She's got to be careful with these infestors. They're so expensive.
And there are Ultralisk on the way. So yeah, Scarlett's really favoring the Ultralisk builds in these matchups, which is interesting because it's not really a unit you see used very often. It's possible that she's been playing the Legacy beta and just saw how good they are with that. Once you get them upgraded in the beta and they have like 8 armor, so maybe she's just been doing a lot of Ultralisk builds in general, and she wants to use those in her Heart of the Swarm games.
Okay, these stalkers are going to get caught.
Oh, great!
Nice fungal there. So these ultras just eat them up, and this Nexus is definitely not going up.
Yep, not a chance.
Doesn't even get canceled.
And can Zeal even hold this? Like, if you look at the size of these armies,
Scarlett just needs to get one more good fungal.
Yep. And here it comes. Or does she even need it? Okay,
I guess not really.
Gets landed, and that's a GG.
Okay. Scarlett takes it.
Yep, Scarlett takes it. We're going to go on to game 2. Yep, that was game 1. Okay. Wait, that was game 1, right? Yeah, that was game 1. That was game 1.
Yeah,
okay.
That was game 1. Can't tell because she doesn't want the match history.
Caster screwed up. Yeah, that was game 1. We're moving on to game 2, so stay tuned. It's gonna be great. Another Scarlett ZVP. Okay, they want more hype. We need to hype. Sorry, we're fairly in real life we're fairly monotone people. Not that we don't want to bring you guys hype. We'll try to bring you more hype.
Okay. But, yeah. Right now, do you want Scarlett to win? Do you want Scarlett to win? We need to get on Twitter and start spamming Acer Esports.
Yep.
That was the best I could do. For now.
Hyperino. So we're in the lobby for the next game. Gonna be game 2 of Zeal versus Scarlett.
And let's see, who is that? I can't really read your name from here, but whoever is complaining about us, then just go ahead and leave. That one.
Oh.
Not my problem.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, we're fairly new to this whole casting thing. We love doing it, but we're kind of inexperienced.
At casting, not the game.
Yes.
Okay, so Scarlett needs to just win this, and judging by her play,
yeah, she's
got a great chance.
She looks like she's in a great position to potentially make it through the qualifiers, because I mean, even though she hasn't been playing in many pro level tournaments, she's been doing great in general.
And people may not be taking her seriously since she's been playing Dota so much.
That's true.
Like, oh, she hasn't been practicing. She's probably lame now. Well, surprise, she's in great shape.
Yep. So at the top left, we've got from Team Acer, everyone's favorite Zerg player, Scarlett. And in the bottom right, we have, in the yellow Protoss colors, Zeal, playing under the name August.
This is a lot weirder than I guess it just feels weird because normally we are in the legacy.
That's true.
Thing.
Yeah, most of our experience casting comes from like Legacy of the Void fan alpha, so there's not this 5 minutes of dead time where nothing really happens. You've got the 12 drone start and everybody's ready to go.
Like a minute in, you have like in less than a minute, the hatchery gets put down.
Yeah. We'll see if Scarlett's going to go for the quick hatch. I suspect she will be.
This map is quite large.
Yeah. Oh, but it's a pool first opening, followed by a forge. So that's a good accidental read. that's good game sense, I suppose.
I potentially, but it's probably just in one of those happy accidents.
Yeah, happy accident. We'll go with that one. Scarlett's going to go throw down this hatch, and it could potentially get cannon rushed right now, but I mean, she went pool first, and it's very difficult to pull that off.
Even if they did, or even if Zeal did, it wouldn't end up working. You'd have to commit so hard to it.
Yeah, and Zeal really does want to get this Nexus down as soon as possible.
So we steal some minerals. Stupid probe.
Yeah, probe's going back 5 minerals richer than it came. Gonna throw Scarlett's game plan off. She needed those 5 minerals.
We'll see. If the game goes so long that they mine out the entire map, she loses by 5 minerals, then yes.
Yep, she was at 45 minerals. She needed to make one more drone. Or one more ling, or 2 more lings, I should say.
She's going for a quick third.
Yep, very, very quick. 4-minute third. So she must be confident in this. Just getting ready for that big mid game where she knows that she can take this series. Because I mean, anything can happen in the early game, but if you make it to the mid or the late game, you're a lot more likely to end up with the sort of the winner who deserves to win the game. The better player will more often win the later into the game you go.
That's very true. As long as you control your units, you keep your information relevant or current. And
I mean, I can say that without smirking now, especially since swarm hosts are not, they're not the same anymore. So, I mean, you could be a fairly mediocre swarm host player who just wins games by dragging them out for 3 or 4 hours.
You're not making a dirty reference, are you?
Not naming any names.
Uh-huh.
But it was a way of making my earlier statement untrue. We'll say it that way.
Okay. Okay, so the Stargate's about to finish up here. There's probably going to be another Oracle opening, or Oracle being built.
Probably. That seems likely.
Phoenix would still be a good option, but you can't just fly it over there and start picking things up.
No.
You gotta wait.
Phoenix are always a fairly good option against Zerg because you can get a few free overlords, which slows down the Zerg because they have to spend their larva and their money replacing them, but also just the fact that you're denying them that much needed vision. Zealot's just trying to go home. No longer allowed to hang out at the watchtower. His mom told him to come back. It's getting dark out. And the Oracle is out. Scarlett does not have vision of it. It's avoided all of the overlords. And she actually wasn't watching that tower anymore. So what will get done with this?
This Oracle could get a lot of damage done. What can I see? So 5 kills. That's a
6
lot
already,
of kills.
7.
8. So yeah, why did I say 8? 7 kills. That's huge.
7 kills.
The Oracle is still alive.
Yep.
This Oracle lives to harass another day. So spores immediately started, of course.
Except for the 3rd, surprisingly, but
I'm sure it'll put one down.
Yeah, with that Oracle, it not only killed those 7 drones, but it theoretically killed 2 more that turned into spines, and it's still a threat.
Spores.
So yeah, spores. Oh, and there's a big warp in, big warp in.
That Oracle needs to. Okay, it needed to move out of the way. But these zealots doing a pretty good job harassing her natural. That queen is so low.
Back up, queen. And there aren't any transfuses available.
Okay, that queen lives.
Amazingly. Okay, so Scarlett got through that without taking many losses. And she knows where the pylon is, so that's no longer a problem.
And she's about to take her 4th.
Yep. Although I would say that Zeal is in a much better position than last game. Just because of all those drone kills on the Oracle. He got some work done with the Zealot harass. So overall, this is going quite well for him. And we've got another base down here at the left.
Yeah, so the double expand is always a great idea when you're in a position to be able to do that. Because even if who you're playing against does find them, they can really only take out 1.
Yeah, a max of 1.
As long as you play it right.
Especially playing against a Protoss because they're fairly immobile.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And she's starting to get that creep spread back up. Not quite as fast as our last series.
Not quite as thick either. It's quite line-like, yes. Linear.
A little sparser. But with this 5 base economy, she's going to be in a great position. She's got a supply lead, although, I mean, it is ZVP, so that's somewhat expected.
Or 10 sentries.
10 sentries, but she's going for Mutalisk, and actually there are already Phoenix in production, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, but these are Phoenix without the range upgrade.
Does Scarlett not realize she already has...
Yeah, she already has a Spire. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
she put that down by double upgrades?
Maybe.
She's either going for double upgrades or she just forgot she made a Spire.
Let's see. We'll say it's double upgrades for now.
Yeah.
If she cancels, then it was an accident. Okay, so these Phoenix, like I was saying, they don't have the range upgrade. So even though Phoenix do outrange the Mutalisk, you have to.
It's going to take
so much attention. It takes so much attention and almost all of your APM. Okay, so the Mutalisk come in. They can easily pick off a few sentries.
Oh yeah, sentry kills are always great, especially if you get them for free. I mean, they're just so gas heavy. She's just doing as much harass as she can, and the roaches are here too. So if the sentries move out of position, they're gonna die to that as well.
Well, she's probably gonna end up doing. Is right now she's picking out at the front, but what she would probably going to do is harass the 3rd with her Mutalisk
while attacking the front with the roaches.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now the mutas are just flying around.
No kidding.
Flying around, looking for any vulnerability.
Really waiting for the Nexus cannon to go down.
Yep.
Okay, so now the Blink Stalkers and the Phoenix present.
So it's going to
yeah, so she meant to do it.
Okay.
Let's just go with that.
Okay.
So Anion Pulse Crystals, yeah, I do know the name of that.
Yep, almost finished.
Is going to finish up pretty soon. And there are, I believe, currently 10 Phoenix, and the 11th and 12th Phoenix on the way. But now she's got Corruptors, which are really good at fighting against Phoenix. But you can get the Phoenix in such a position that it picks off one Corruptor at a time, as long as you have the range upgrade. Also, if you get your Stalkers underneath the Corruptors, guess what? Corruptors don't shoot down.
Nope. And especially if you have some Archons under there. I mean, Zeal doesn't have Archons in general, so this is a fairly moot point. But just, well, Archons, they just shred a clumped air army. And Scarlett is just all over this harassment. But she's losing her air army.
This is a pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not a very good situation, and I'm wondering what she can do to pull herself out of this, because she doesn't have enough here to fight the ground or the air. Well, okay, she can take out the air, but Corruptors, they're not.
Yeah, we already like they don't shoot down,
and she's gonna lose a lot of them on the retreat. Now, what does she have in production? She's got more Lings, more Mutalisk. And that just doesn't trade very well against this Stalker Sentry army.
Okay.
So see if she can get a good surround. The force field's a little premature. But it's really going to come down to how good the angling and the surface area for the Lings are.
Well, she's moving some Lings around by her 5th base.
Oh yeah, probably going for a counterattack.
So she can engage the Protoss army in the center, or just distract them while all of her Lings go down and kill this Nexus.
Yeah, there are no workers there yet, but just keeping the Protoss on 3 bases is always a good thing.
But the main is almost mined out at this point.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, that might not matter if she can't hold this attack.
Yeah, like, the Stalker army is just very strong, especially with the Phoenix support. And all these Mutalisks are just getting shredded. So I think that's just too much. The Lings are forced to pull back, but they're not going to get there in time. And then Zeal is just fighting, fighting half the army twice is a lot better of a trade than fighting the entire army once.
How many force fields are left? There are...
I don't know the number, but I'm going to go with enough.
Okay.
And those drones are not
got caught. That was a great force field.
Yeah, so this is going to be the game, and we're going to go on to game 3, where we will find out if Scarlett can make it on. I know a lot of you are here just to see Scarlett play, so if you
look, killed that Spire, but guess what? She's got another one. She meant to do that.
Exactly, and she was getting double upgrades. She was, and she's got Ultralisk popping out. So I mean, it's possible that she can hold on with the Ultralisk. She does still have 4 bases. Zeal only took out the natural, so with 6 Ultralisk, she can maybe make this happen.
Against Blink Stalkers, maybe. If the surround is good. Okay, so here comes 1 Ultralisk. Dark Templars are also on the way, though. And there are no Overseers here at the moment. Okay, these Stalkers really do not want to be fighting Ultralisk. Ultralisk
they shred them. And amazingly, Scarlett held this engagement, and she still has 4 bases versus the 3 base of Zeal.
And that natural, I mean, it was getting really low on minerals anyway.
Yeah, and I guess
so it's not nearly as
detrimental.
Exactly.
Although you do want it, if only just for the production of the extra hatchery.
Turn up the game sound.
Turn up the game sound?
Yeah.
Okay. I will after this game. Don't want to miss anything. Just please.
No, I agree. Game sound's so important.
It is quite important.
I love listening to the game sounds. I love listening to Commander tell me that I need more minerals, and that my probes are under attack.
And Scarlett is once again going for the
This Dark
Infestors.
Templar is okay. Immediately shut down. There's one other Dark Templar suspiciously hanging out by, I guess it's like the middle top right-ish.
Oh yeah, right here. Right here. Yeah, that Dark Templar is ready to do some harass, but this base is completely covered. You know, double spine spore. That Dark Templar is not going to get anything done. Same with this one. The only opening is at the, I guess we'll still call this the third base location.
Hey, give me the mouse. All right, here we go. I'm doing observing. So look, Protoss fourth base is finally up and mining. Scarlett needs to take another base that isn't this base. Like that base is okay for larva, but for income,
yep, she needs to try and take this base that the Dark Templar is vigilantly guarding. This army is quickly becoming
anti-ultralisk.
Yeah, anti-ultralisk, but also anti-ultraling with these Templar here. I mean, a good storm will clean up any of the lings, and also just for the feedback against these infestors, that's going to be a great defense. Okay. Zeal's going to take another base himself. And like we were saying earlier, the creep spread this game is just not what we expect from someone like Scarlett. We just have like three lines.
It's not up to a regular creep spread.
No. These Phoenix are continuing to be annoying.
Okay. So this base is in a bit of danger. Like you mentioned before, the ultras are quite large, so they sometimes get stuck on each other.
Yep, it's hard to get a good engagement with too many ultralisks, but let's see if it can happen. There's a lot of immortals in this.
That Archon does not want to be in the front. Okay, it goes down really quickly.
The blinding clouds.
A lot of good feedbacks there.
But the blinding clouds were really great since Scarlett has almost only melee units. But the immortals just shredded.
Now there are no ultralisks left. Broodlords is a good switch because like look at these units. You have immortals, which first of all can only shoot down, and second of all, when broodlings like get around them, they just start kind of going crazy.
And none of these units are good at cleaning up the broodlings either. Now there is a fleet beacon, so Zeal can immediately start into Tempest production if they have the money, and that's the big question. There's so many things they need to be making right now, and do they even know that the Broodlords are out on the map? I don't think they do.
I don't think you saw them. But Scarlett really needs another base because that base in the middle or in the bottom middle got taken out.
Yep.
The main is completely mined out. The natural
essentially mined out.
Is almost mined out.
The
third has like one tiny little patch left, and the fourth. Like it has minerals, but it has 13 drones there.
Yeah, she's essentially on two bases.
So she's gonna have to take this base probably near the top right.
Or she's gonna have to push in with the Broodlord advantage and just make that a kill move. And I'm not sure if she can do that.
Protoss army looking for any angle to pick something off.
Yep. So she is going for the fourth. Or I don't even know what to call this base anymore. She's going for a base here. Yeah, she's taking another base. This game is going on a lot longer than we originally expected.
Well, just you never know. Like Zeal might make a crazy mistake. We've seen it before.
Yep. And just it shows how good Scarlett is at persevering. So many changelings, and they're all gonna die.
Okay, so. These Broodlords need a little bit more support than those few links.
And Zeal now knows about the Broodlords. Doesn't start any Tempest yet, but just more stalkers.
Well, there aren't There's not a lot of support to them, so he could blink underneath the Broodlord.
That's true.
Okay, that is a great fungal. Really good blinding cloud.
Amazing blinding cloud. They can't even move out of it because they're all fungal.
All those units in the blinding cloud fungal area.
And the broodlings are doing a great amount of work because there's so many melee upgrades since it was a heavy Ling Ultra army. But can she hold on? They can't really engage the Broodlords at that angle, like with that positioning. So Scarlett holds once again, and we're just going to continue later as they keep clashing and resetting their armies.
That engagement was heavily in Scarlett's favor. Zeal lost a lot of expensive Protoss units.
Yes.
Against Broodlings.
Yes, which are, the other free unit that Zerg gets.
Yeah, you guys get so many free things.
And the rest of them are cheap. So we got a big
we got a Zealot warp. But the Broodlords are here, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. It's always a magical thing when your Broodlords are actually in position, because I feel like every time I make Broodlords, it's like...
Well, they're about as slow as Protoss.
Yeah.
Actually, they're slower. They are slower. They're very slow.
We will be turning up the game sounds. I'll just do it right now. Okay.
Okay, if this is too loud, let us know in 3 minutes.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, we should put the score on the lower overlay, but we didn't.
This is our first experience really casting a big tournament like this, so please, any feedback you can give us is
always helpful. But remember, if you just say, yo, you guys suck, that doesn't help. Yes. Be like, yo, you guys suck because your sounds are too low. But yo, you guys suck.
Is so,
okay,
so
yeah.
yeah.
The Broodlords are like in the middle of the map.
They're just so slow. So that base is going down, unable to contest it.
The Lings will be able to clean up some of these stalkers. But the mothership. Oh,
interesting. You really don't see many mothership games unless it's that like swarm host stalemate situation. So it's really cool that we're getting to see one that isn't in one of those games since they don't exist anymore.
Well, it's in a situation where there are still free units.
That's true.
Units that cost time.
That's
rather
true.
Than minerals or gas.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay,
it looks like Zeal is going to try and potentially take this base that Scarlett was previously mining from, or just wants to clean up all of the Zerg.
Well, Zeal needs to get rid of more creep.
Yes.
The less Scarlett has to work with, like vision-wise, the better.
Exactly.
She's got these single-line tumors.
Now, she's got a fairly cost-efficient army here. She's got the Broodlords, the Infestors. This is kind of like, End of Wings of Liberty Zerg Death Ball, except not quite as imbalanced. But I'm just surprised that there's been no attempt to get any Tempest up, just Void Ray, Stalker, Immortal, with a few Archons to support, and now the Mothership.
Okay.
Oh, here comes the engagement.
If
she can pick off, if you can pick off any Infestors, that would be excellent.
These Stalkers are dead for sure.
Yeah, the Stalkers are not getting out of there.
If she can get a good fungal on the Mothership and the units under it, they become visible.
Yep, they become visible.
Both both visible and immobile.
And if you combine that with the blinding clouds, we know Scarlett has some amazing micro, so if she can pull off that sort of like the fungal blinding cloud and then kill with Broodlords combo, it's just gonna do terrible amounts of damage.
Well, there is still no Tempest out.
And not even an attempt to, Zeal's using their Stargates to make Void Rays, which is a very interesting choice to me because it's just the Tempests are so good at dealing with Broodlords. Not quite as much anymore because they reduced the bonus versus massive, but it's still that is the counter that you want.
Well, he might be going for just to target them down as quickly as possible with prismatic alignment, because Tempest, they do shoot incredibly slow,
That's true.
and Void Rays have like a laser of a continuous firing.
That's true. And they do a lot of damage because the Broodlords, they are armored. So if they can get under or get close enough to the Broodlords to actually do damage, then it is a good choice. But then there's the fact that with the fungal, it might not actually matter. The Broodlords have just insane range.
Okay, so Scarlet's creep is beautiful once again.
Yes, it's looking much better now. She's able to take the right side of the map safely.
The map is like slowly closing in on the Protoss bottom half.
Yep. And Zeal is actually taking this base down here now. So that's a good choice. It's fairly well defended. You got to bust through all this other stuff to even get there. And Zeal's going for another harass, but Scarlett is moving out right as it's coming.
There are also quite a few spines here. This base should be fine. These stalkers are dead. They need to just blink out of there.
But they already killed their blink timing, so they're just gonna
dead.
die. I mean, they could be freeing up supply because you don't really want a lot of stalkers at this point in the game. You're gonna want to trade them in for your things like your High Templar, your Immortals for the Ultralisk. And it looks like Scarlett's moving out to try and end the game.
Well, she really needs to, because like, look at her gas and like.
Yeah, she needs to make something happen because she doesn't have a bank to follow this up. So she needs to make this army count.
Her gas income is much lower than the Protoss. I forgot, what did I do?
She's not in the greatest position right now. She's sort of caught between all of these different ramps and the choke points.
And the Protoss army is coming up now. So let's see what kind of...
The fungals are great. She yanks the mothership.
A lot of good feedback.
But can she take care of all the Void Rays? I don't think she can.
I don't think so.
No, the Void Rays are going to clean up this army.
Void Rays are going to kill these Broodlords.
I mean, there's only one queen, and all the Broodlords are going to die.
Well, from here...
I mean, this is another one of those situations where the basically everything gets reset, but the Void Rays are going to live. So even though, we were criticizing the fact that they weren't going Tempest, it's still... It was enough.
Okay, so that was the last brood board.
And this might just force a GG from Scarlett.
Yeah, this at this point, really it is GG. Like, look at her bank. Look at her bank. There's like nothing there. She could have killed this entire Protoss army, and Protoss just remaxes.
I mean, this base is being ravaged by the Ultra Lang, and it is doing a lot of damage, but she can't really contest this army. Like, what's in production? A single queen.
Well, maybe that queen's just going to turn the game around.
Maybe. If we look at the units, she's got 14 Lings. I mean, she does have 6 queens, but a lot of them are, dedicated inject queens. I guess if she needed to, she could pull all of those and fight. But you don't really want to.
And so she chooses to go for the Corruptors. And does that queen have transfused? Okay, so she's bringing queens that have energy, force, and transfuse.
I mean, Corruptor Queen can realistically fight against this Void Ray army, this Void Ray heavy army. I'm a little surprised that Zeal didn't seize their opportunity to go for a counterattack. But then again, it involves them walking over so much creep.
Yeah, there's just too much.
And Scarlet is so spread out, like they would have to clear the entire top of the map. Now she's mining from these 2 other bases here. So she's slowly clawing her way back into this again, but
she got her Lings in into the bottom left base. She took out so many probes.
I'm just wondering how many times can Scarlett pull herself back into this game?
Back from almost death?
Yeah, this is gonna be like the third time she's done it.
Do as many times as she wants.
Yeah. She'll keep doing it until the bases mine out. Which at this rate,
we might mine out the map, which is
Yeah.
weird because at the beginning, when that probe took those 5 minerals,
Oh yeah,
you said
might come down to that. It might actually come down to that. There's only one base on the map that hasn't been taken, and it was partially mined out earlier.
hopefully she put some drones into the gas in their top right base, because really she really needs gas.
Yes.
Gas is the limiting resource on the cool units. Except for fully upgraded speedlings. Okay, so we're gonna have an engagement down here. That's a lot of corruptors. There's 24 corruptors. They need to stay away from those archons.
They need to if Scarlett could get some Vipers in here and do some yanks, some harpoons on the Void Rays, pick them off one at a time, that could be her way of pulling this game off. But as of right now, she cannot engage that army. That's just too much death in a small area.
What she can do is go around to the other bases and take out production units or tech units, buildings,
Yes,
or tech
tech
buildings, because this Protoss army is pretty slow.
Yes. So yeah, she is doing as much as she can in terms of whittling away at the Protoss, and it might actually end up working for her. Like, all of the tech is in the main, essentially. There will be no more Stargates, and it looks like he just doesn't care. He's just going to move out. He's clearing out the creep. I think he's identified the fact that Scarlett can't engage this army. So we might have a base race.
There are actually 2 Stargates at the bottom left.
Oh yeah, okay. So Stargates still do exist.
There's also a cyber core there. But these Lings are taking out all of the production buildings that were in the old main.
Yeah. And they're still doing work. So the main no longer exists. That's one less location Scarlett will have to kill if this does become a legitimate base race.
And these aren't even getting
dealt with.
Yeah, he's not even dealing with the Lings, not rebuilding them, not like he could because there's so much creep everywhere. So he's gonna have to protect his remaining bases, though.
I think we just have a lot of indecision here, because he was moving out before, he cleared up some creep, and then he pulled back as if he was going to clean up the Ling harass, and just hasn't. And that indecision may lose him the game, because so many locations have been cleaned up in the potential base race.
These Lings have done so much for Scarlett. The ones that are...
These ones? Or these ones?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah,
all the
Lings. I think that indecision may just kill Zeal.
Every unit Zeal loses now is just... Every unit is so precious. He's pylon blocked. He's got, like, no more production buildings. She could just forget this army, just go kill all the buildings.
Yeah,
which
essentially.
That's might be what she's going to do.
I mean, this base here is going to be difficult to engage. There are 6 cannons and an immortal, and all the cannons in good position so that they can't be surrounded by Lings. But overall, I think Scarlett's
going to take this.
Yeah, she's going to win the base race unless something changes.
That's crazy. This game is crazy.
Especially since she can siege up this base with her Broodlords. So that's going to be it. Are there any probes on the map? I don't think so.
There are no probes.
There are no probes.
There are no probes left. There's only army left and Protoss buildings.
Oh,
okay,
but the recall.
Okay. This is the last Protoss base.
The entire map now belongs to Zerg, but the entire map is essentially mined out.
There's also like one Archon in the top that just killed itself. Okay, so that Archon loss, like you can't lose any of these units. Like what is Zeal gonna do? There are no probes. They're at 127 out of 34 supply. Like you can't even get out of there because you have no probes.
Oh god, they cannot make any more probes unless they kill their army.
Exactly. So you have to have your army die first, then build your first probe to build the pylons, to build your buildings, to build your army.
Where's the mothership?
The mothership is on the base.
Okay, so these lings can't do anything.
Yeah, to make it invisible.
Oh my god, this game is crazy.
This game is crazy.
This doesn't even make sense anymore.
Is this even real?
Now, with good positioning, good fungals, Scarlett could maybe fight this army, but it would take, a pretty...
She needs some good yanks. She really just needs to pick off like 1 or 2 units at a time. She doesn't have to engage this because Protoss is so pylon blocked.
Yes. Although she doesn't know that. Although she could probably assume.
She probably guesses. Okay, those are some great storms. All the corruptors... Oh, okay, now all the corruptors go down.
I think Scarlett might be admitting a defeat here.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah, that's gonna be the game.
She could have won the base trade. Well, either way, GG. Wait, GG. Okay. That was a pretty crazy game.
Yes, it was.
Look at that time supply capped. Holy crap. 7 minutes and 28 seconds.
Yeah, so that was an amazingly close game.
Okay.
I'm a little surprised that that Zeal was able to take it in the end, but Scarlett, well, it was that recall. That recall saved the game. And the fact that it was the mothership, not the mothership core. Because with that base cloaked multiple cannons, there was no way that she was going to bust into that with Zerglings.
Okay, so now, unfortunately, the chat is 3 minutes behind.
Oh, yes.
It could have gone in her favor for sure. She just somehow managed to base trade it. Yes. Kill the mothership core, the mothership with her corruptors.
Yeah. Or if she got if she got a yank on it, pulled it away from the cannons.
Yes.
But she chose to engage the army, and unfortunately that was it.
So this is the deciding match. Will Scarlett continue on, or will Zeal knock the legend out?
We will see in just a few minutes. I believe they're doing their last map choice, and then we will get you into the game as soon as possible.
Okay, so I quickly read from some of the fine viewers that they have direct messaged us some comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this game is ridiculous. So we'll read that later. Just remember, when you give us feedback, it helps if you give like a reason. Otherwise, it's kind of like, whoa, what's the basis of that?
Now, I want to know, can you guys hear the game sounds? Because people have been saying they can't hear the game sounds.
Just type it in, because there's 3 minute delay. And suggest me.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're all freaking out about the game still because 3 minute delay.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt them.
Yeah, true. Whoops. You can't see the buildings, but they're just exactly. They are just there.
I suggested you, right?
I think so. I got it. Game of Throws. Funny, guys. You're so funny. I bet they're seeing the corruptors in the storm right now.
Yeah.
Game sounds are a bit better.
Game sounds better. Please add another overlay so we can see the score. Yes, that would be a good idea. Let's try to add something quickly. It's going to be really rough and basic.
Just put it in the text.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's like way too big.
Massive, yeah. Is it one?
Yeah, it's one.
Okay. No, I was wondering, is it 1T or 2Ts? Could not remember. Okay, so there's your very basic.
There's your really crappy score.
Once again, we apologize. This is the first time we've done a tournament like WCS. Everything else has been just like stuff we arranged ourselves. And unfortunately, I cannot upgrade the graphics.
Not at this time.
I'm going to be upgrading the computer like this week, literally. But unfortunately for now, cannot. So we'll just put up the game sounds a little bit more.
The request was for 5%.
We'll leave the music the same.
Did you take the aspect ratio off? Is the building... Yeah. Okay, so put it... Okay, well, the aspect ratio is off, if you're wondering.
Yes.
Okay, so for the match point for both Scarlett and Zeal, in the top left, we have in the lavender your legend, your favorite player, Scarlett. And this is some guy named Zeal. I mean,
and in the bottom right, the challenger, able to take a game off Scarlett in the last match and took it to the very late game with a Protoss death ball. We have Zeal under the name of August. So that last game was completely unexpected. We heard some comments in the chat making fun of me because I called it a Scarlett loss like 10 minutes into the game, and then it went on for another 40 minutes.
Well, you know, it happens. Okay, so for everyone who's being kind enough to give us feedback, we can't read your messages right now, but we will afterwards.
Yes. And we appreciate all the feedback we get.
All the sensible feedback. If we get messages saying go kill yourself, that like doesn't make sense to me, so I'm just gonna ignore it.
Okay. So
that damn probe. Damn probe.
Zeal is just being messed up the hatch block.
That slick drone.
Sorry, I just can't get over that last game. And Zeal's...
Yeah, we said they just quit.
Zeal's trying to block this mineral patch from mining, and now steals some minerals.
Those 5. You know what? Maybe those 5 minerals did lose her the game.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Maybe. It's very possible. And Zeal's only on 1 gas, so that really tends towards a very fast expansion, going a mineral-heavy opening.
Yeah, it does.
And there goes the Nexus. So, yep, we're going to have 2 base Protoss, 2 base Zerg. Scarlett's going... Well, she knows that the base is down, so she can probably take a 3rd herself. But we'll see what she decides to do with that information, because there are a few different ways you can go about it.
She'll probably just get speed next, and then take a base in like the next 30 seconds.
That sounds about right. So she's just going down here, start mining from the natural. Absolutely, standard. Ling is here just trying to get a read on the Protoss.
I should have brought the Zerg lane.
Hmm.
Unless if we have one here.
I can't remember.
Me either.
We have one of the Blizzard stuffed Zerglings where
You can
we
flip
just
it
can't,
into a Baneling.
Yeah, I can't remember where it is though. So, what do you think she's going to do with this gas? She hasn't dumped it into speed, and she's continuing to mine past the 100 gas point.
I think she is going to get speed. I just think maybe she overlooked it temporarily.
It's
or
possible.
She's going to go into roaches really quick. But, like, really, why would you not get speed? Speed is so good.
Yeah, and if it was like a roach opening, you think that she would maybe go for more than one gas?
Yeah.
Double upgrades. Okay, so that's where the gas is going to go.
That's different.
So,
different is good.
Yep. Different is very good. Let's hope it's not just her forgetting that she was going for the speed, because she is pumping out links, and there is the speed started.
Okay.
So she's been really favoring the double upgraded Lings style into like Ultralisk and Fester, which is it's a really cool composition. I like it. It's a substitute to your standard like Roach, Hydra, Viper.
I really like it because it uses the energy of the Infestor to lock down all those annoying Protoss units.
Exactly.
And then you just like, here, Ultralisk, I brought you some lunch.
Yep, and for lunch is Stalkers.
No, that was breakfast.
Oh, okay. What's for lunch?
Lunch is
then?
Immortals.
Gotcha.
With the Immortals that have Blinding Cloud on them so they couldn't kill them before they got there.
A lot of sentries for Zeal. Possible that he's going for one of those 2-base attacks. 2-base gateway pushes.
An early pressure.
With this +1.
We gotta kill that little Zergling.
Delaying the Nexus just a little bit. And is actually quite close to the speed of the 3rd base. Hallucinated Phoenix going around trying to get
Phoenix.
As much information as possible.
The Magic Phoenix. Those Lings are going to be a little sad. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen.
So do you suspect that Scarlett is going to be going for that Ultralisk play again?
Yes.
You see that coming?
She's getting close range upgrades.
Yes. Yeah. The melee upgrades, going towards her lair.
The creep spread is already beautiful.
The creep spread's already great. And she's got a fair amount of map control with these Lings and the creep.
And the Roachhorn has gone down. So I guess she just wanted to power up a bit before putting that down.
Well, and Roachhorn, I mean, it's very good building to have for safety anyway, even if you aren't prioritizing the Roach play. And there's the Infestation Pit,
which Zeal may have seen, but the Overlords are kind of in that position. Like, if you build your Spire under a bunch of Overlords, it kind of like...
Oh, you can hide it a little bit?
Camouflage is in there.
Yeah. Yeah, so this could be a camouflaged Infestation Pit, or it could just be, you know, the way it worked out. The way it worked out.
Well, anything
recall.
Anything that really amazing that works out for her, we'll say she did on purpose.
Okay. Yeah, she forced a recall just by having these Lings out. Which is a little amazing because it was such a sentry-heavy force with good force fields. Well, could have probably taken it.
A lot of the sentry energy is low, and he probably didn't want to waste the energy force fielding those sentries around.
That's true.
Or into the center.
Got a Spire coming up. Only a single Spire this time. So we won't be getting the double upgraded mutas.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, not yet at least. And here comes the 4th base. So, yep, she's just powering up really hard, getting her creep spread. And I like this 4th base position because of how much creep spread she already has, where if Zeal tries to attack her anywhere, she's going to have like half a map of notice to reposition, to pump out the correct units, all that type of reactive, really, it's like the essence of playing Zerg, that reactionary and on the spot adjustment to your army composition.
Well, there's still a tasteless secret hallway that Protoss can go down.
That's true. But these wings over here are spotting for that, and now the creep's extending over there too. Or did you mean this one?
I meant
or down
that
here.
one.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, there still are a few angles that can be attacked from, as Susan pointed out. But in general, I think this is looking like a very good position for Scarlett.
Ah. My spine.
Yeah, that thing just headbutting its way to success.
Okay. So that's a really good time warp. These Lings don't want to get too close to the Archons because Archons really...
Oh, but the surround is good. Them. Is it enough, though? Is the surround enough? The Lings are trying to escape, but they can't get it. The Roaches can't really get a good engagement because of the force fields, and I think this...
She's got to make more Roaches as soon as possible, otherwise...
23 in production.
Otherwise, she's going to just lose.
Oh, but they're all getting cut off because of the fact that the Protoss is splitting up the army.
And it's just the way the Zerg bases work. You have all your hatcheries with different larvae, and if you just sit there and press R, all the Roaches come out from different bases. So even if you do have 70 pop out at once, you might have 20 at one, 10 at another, and
exactly
15 at the other two.
So just by picking them off, small chunks at a time, this Protoss army is much more efficient.
Changeling. Okay, good force fields. Catching some Roaches there. More Roaches coming in from behind, but this is just not enough.
No, the Protoss army is very strong. It's continuing to warp things in and send them up there. I mean, the reinforcement pylon is so far back just because of the amazing creep spread. But that does help Scarlett. But this fourth base is probably going to have to go down.
It's going to go down for sure.
And she already lost all the drones at this base because she... well, there was an engagement up there.
The drones at the fourth are also going to go down.
Yeah, and it looks like she's just going for a counterattack? Yeah, it looks like she just wants to counterattack. She'll take out the reinforcing pylons, so that will slow down this push against her even more. Well, we might have another pseudo base trade scenario. Okay, no, she's going back. And with the extra rounds of production, she can... Oh, actually, they recalled. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. The game will extend further than this. Nobody's going to die yet. But it was a very bad engagement for Scarlett. She took a lot of losses, and she's going to have to claw her way back into this game.
She did it last game. She can do it again.
Yep. Although she did not pull it off last game. So we'll see how this one goes. She's trying to saturate this base again.
Okay. I had a bit of lag there.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so going for the Roach sandwich. Force fields on the left side are pretty good. The right ones, I mean, trying to cut the Roaches up, but then just force filling them in.
Yes. The right side wasn't as great, and now they're getting on the left side too, but is there just too much Protoss? I think the dancing the Stalkers and the blink forward, that is a confidence move right there, and I think that Zeal is going to take this game. I'm hesitant to call it because of what happened last time, but it's looking like this is Zeal's game to lose, that's for sure. Without any major screw-ups, this is probably going to be the end.
Those force fields. The drones now coming off the line to fight, but that's not going to do quite enough damage. It'll do like 5 damage or something.
And yep, continuing to dance the Stalkers, and that is going to be it.
Even with more units coming up from the middle, going to split the Stalkers up now, taking out the third, and they're finally in the main. What does Zerg have left? 5 Roaches and Overseer, 1 Larva.
She didn't really have time to, execute her late game strategy. She has the Hive, but she never got her Ultralisk out. She never got her infestors out. And that seemed to be the composition she was really favoring. So Zeal took advantage of that and just pushed her before those could even get there.
So we're just waiting for her to decide when she wants to GG.
Yeah. I can't see any way for her to get back into this. And by that I mean this is just over. So I'm sorry for everyone who wanted to continue seeing Scarlett play.
And there it is, GG. Zeal takes it.
That's going to be the end of her run in this WCS qual.